Today's July 4th, so what gear did I use to capture my images that we did today? It was the Sony a7 III and the 35mm f1.8 from Sony. I highly recommend that camera and lens combo, and the reason why I say that is because look at these images. So just normal stuff, right? I'm just capturing the scene. We're in the backyard, nothing really crazy. The weather conditions for today are very harsh, so you'll see a lot of harsh lighting. For example, am I wanting to compensate for the shadows, or am I wanting to expose a little bit more? I experimented with both. I think both are fine. I'm not against either of these. Also, we have kids, and so they were able to play with a lot of water, so they enjoyed that. And the kid and parent interaction, I love capturing that. So got a lot of those today. Kids running, doing their thing, adults having fun, and they're playing with their splash pad. We moved the slide closer to the splash pad, so I captured that. The kids are watching this happen. I thought that was super cool. More smiles from the adults. We got the slide being set up, and like I mentioned before, a lot of harsh light, but we're making the best of it, which is totally what this day is about. This is not like a specific setup. This is natural light. This is kids having fun. And that's what's cool about this camera and lens. It captures just that. It's wide enough to where the kids are running back and forth, all of that. You get to capture that wide angle. And also, you get that low aperture at the f1.8, so you get images like this. And kids are just being super genuine. They're having fun. They're smiling. This is exactly what I want to capture for this day. Another cool thing is with kids, let them play. Let them do whatever they want to do and just capture them doing their thing. For example, he's playing with a splash pad. I went down to his level. This is how he sees the world right now. He's pretty small, and he's seeing the world at this angle, so I'm going to capture it at the same height he is. Here's kids being kids. They're not even posing. They're just sitting on the slide here. And here is me to prove that I was at this party. As the photographer, it's often we don't get pictures, so I highly recommend you just ask someone to take a photo of you just to show that you were there, because often we don't get those opportunities. I really liked this photo. Kids are still playing, but I love the tree in the background. I did experiment with some apertures between f1.8 and 5.6. I just kind of went back and forth seeing what I preferred, and I like doing that because then it gives me more than just an f1.8. There's more things in focus, and I think it's good to practice those things. Also, the kids wanted to run and get pictures of that in the splash pad. I thought that was super fun as well. Yeah, see, like these just capture the day. This is exactly what I want. Not posed, they're having fun, and they're running, screaming, yelling, playing in the water. We have more friends show up, and their daughter is absolutely beautiful. So I'm like, hey, can you pose with your mom or say cheese with your mom? She was all for it. So you get images like this that are beautiful. Another solid picture from them. As long as you can get those smiles, like this is posed. And I know I said earlier that we want less of that in this kind of environment, but this is just absolutely perfect. I love it. The lighting's great. Smiles are great. We were in the shade for this, even though it's bright and sunny outside. So if you can find shade during that time, you can get images like these. So this girl is a hoot, and this is probably one of my favorite images from today. I did add some masks on the top right of this image, so that way it's showing that the sun is above us, but also that's where the light is on her face, so I just increased that look to it. I love the colors, love the mom looking at her. It's perfect. I don't think I would change anything about this edit right here. And then we have one with dad as well. It's like, hey, can you give dad a kiss? She was super willing. So as long as they are willing to do that themselves, have your camera ready because they might do it. Now, she's only 1 year old. She'll be 2 in a month or so. While they're this age, while they're still willing to listen, take as many photos as you can. Like right here, probably got the f-stop at 1.8, I believe, because you can still see the background, but it's a little bit blurry. But she is the focus, but you also get the context of what was going on this day. So another one like this is one of my favorites. This camera and lens combo for this kind of photography is perfect. So she saw the other boy putting water on his dad's feet, and so she was like, hey, I'm going to do that to my dad, and I missed that moment. So that's why I'm saying always have your camera ready That's what happens in these scenarios. But other than that, post photos, they can happen, but ultimately this day I want random events. I want, oh hey, she decided to pour water on her dad's foot, let's capture that. So you kind of have to be on guard, you have to be ready all the time to get photos of that. And this was an activity that he wanted to participate with his dad. He really likes playing with water, hence this whole day. He had a lot of water in one cup, and then he'd push the top cup down to have the water come out. And so I took a picture of that because that's what was happening this day. And these parents are going to be able to look back and see this. They probably won't understand what exactly was happening, but they'll see that, hey, my son looked like this. This is what he was doing on this day. And I think these images are so important, even if it's daily life. Like, for example, if it was July 3rd and this happened, I think that photo is still valuable to the parents because this is what this day looked like for my son and us. I think that, and I'm going to keep mentioning it, this camera and lens can do very well. And later on, we had her being brave enough to interact with the water, and I got a close-up of that. I was messing around with the lighting a little bit, like where I could position them. Again, these are kids, they're not really going to listen as much. I was like, hey, can you look up? And then that's when I was like, oh, hey, the lighting, that's where everything's going. So for example, when she's looking down, you kind of get those what's called raccoon eyes because the light's above her and it's cloudy right now because it keeps shifting back and forth between cloudy and not cloudy. So I was like, hey, look up. And you get images like these. Very nice, very cinematic. I got more, and see, with this image right here, you see that she's eating the cookie. She's got the sprinkles. That looks a little bit better. Another one of my favorites. I wish the sun was out, but it was cloudy right now. But you're not going to be able to get this image again with these kids. I'm just going to be real. And being real is that you capture the best images you can with the weather options you have, and because they're kids, whatever they're willing to give you. And her mom really wanted to capture her curls, so I took a picture of that as well. And this one as well. I think this one's better. This one was cloudy compared to the other. It was super bright and harsh of the sun lighting. I really like this one as well. I think I asked her to pose, and this is what we got. But again, it's cloudy. You kind of get raccoon eyes, but still, I really like this image. It looks really nice. The 35mm allows you to get closer and also have that blurry background because I'm using the f1.8. And you get super exciting images like these. I didn't know she was going to do this, but I was already having the camera right there ready for her, and she had a reaction. So this is one we got. I really like it. Another one of my favorites. I had to crop this in because she was on the left side of the photo, and then on the right side it was just a pair of shoes on the ground. So I wanted to keep her as the focus, and beautiful kid. Really, any image of her is going to look good. I think that's why this age bracket is my favorite to capture because they're going to play, they're going to smile, they're going to scream. Hopefully not too much. Like scream as in a happy way. Like that I want more of than mean screams. But you know, she's 1. She's going to be 2 in a couple months. She's a kid. You get what you get. And then he decided he was super tuckered, super sleepy, so we got some images of that as well. And what I love about this 35mm is you can get up close. You get these images. I love being able to get close to my subjects. So if you're looking to capture images like these for a July 4th kind of event, just candid, some posed, this is the combo I recommend. Sony a7 III and the Sony 35 f1.8. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.